the BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben. I'm in Canada mode right now. Can you tell? No?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So heading to Canada right after the show today. Going to be doing Futurist in Toronto, which also they're having ETH. Is it DevFest? It's not DevFest. They're having ETH something up there too. And Vitalik's going to be there.
Oh, nice. Oh, he was at...
Maybe I can go.
He was
at
at Futurist last time.
Was he?
Or last time I was there. That was like 2019, I think.
Yeah. I've never been.
That's the only time I've heard him speak.
It's my first international crypto conference, believe it or not.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is, for sure. Yeah. All right, guys. My name is Ben. I come to you live every single day. It is August 8th, Monday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. 73 degrees here in the BitBoy Crypto studio. Lights have been a little cooler lately. Haven't been quite as hot these last several days.
That's why you got the
Why
glasses.
you look like a fool on purpose. I just imagine, you know what? I just want to wear glasses today. Is that okay? Can I wear some sunglasses today? Is it the end of the world? You let Tom Crown do it every day. You let Blockchain Backer do it every single day. Can I just wear some Gucci shades before I head to the airport? Is that cool with you? Please put up a poll. Also, I don't care what the results are. Okay, guys. Look, Bitcoin is moving. It's been moving a little bit. A lot of people are targeting, 24K, 28K is kind of targets. Obviously, it went over 24. What's it at right now? Let me look.
It's sitting right there, 24-1.
Yeah, 24-1. 28 was the target for a lot of people, but people came and readjusted that. Some people I saw yesterday changing it from 28 maybe to 25.5, maybe 26. Why they would make that small of a change? I don't know. Maybe Frank can talk a little bit about that. Is this a chump pump? 73% of the BitSquad says yes. Message is getting through these days, guys. The message is getting through. We do believe we have more downside. That's just how it is. And a lot of people have been asking me, they said, if you think there's more downside, then why don't you just not put any money in the market now and wait and put it in later? If you guys watch a portfolio video, I believe I addressed this. It should have made the cut. The idea is this. I believe there's probably about a 20% chance that we have bottomed already. I think it's an 80% chance we go further down towards the end of this year. So you know what you can do? Take 20% of your capital and put it in. Because if you don't, and the price does go up, and it's already bottomed, you are missing an incredible opportunity right now. But you don't want to put everything in. Just got to figure out what percentage chance do you think it is, and then just put that in the market. Don't allocate everything. If you notice our portfolio video, we got a lot of stable coins right now, and with stuff up, I'd say, TJ, I'm actually considering maybe taking some profits. How is our portfolio doing? I wonder.
I don't know.
Let's see. Well, we're up $373 on that one, $100 on the 10,000, and we're up $11 on KuCoin. So not really a great place to take profits at this point. I think $373 is not a lot of profit.
I was going to say 5% pump doesn't hit the same on a $1,000 account.
Nope. But we want to ease into this. We don't want to jump. We don't want to do anything too crazy. We don't want to, make decisions that are going to hurt us down the road. We just want to be slow and steady. Because guys, you got plenty of time. Plenty of time. I believe you have almost 2 years to accumulate, really. That's probably not right. Maybe a year and a half. Is that right? Yeah, about a year and a half to accumulate, in my opinion. So because of that, it makes sense to start putting some in now, slowly but surely, and go from there. All right, looking back at coin market cap here. We've got 20,500 cryptos. We've got 499 exchanges. That number's held steady for a little bit here. 1.13 trillion in market cap, a pretty big difference. That's the highest we've seen in quite some time. 24-hour volume, 62 billion. That's interesting because the market cap is higher, but the volume is actually really low for that number. Bitcoin dominance, 40.6%. We are now, 1.5% away from beating the last cycle low for Bitcoin dominance. And ETH is at 19.2%. Is that the highest it's been?
Definitely in a while.
Was it 19 something like 2 weeks ago? Let's see.
Yeah, it
ETH
ticked over
dominance.
19
Yeah, it was
last
at
week.
19. That was in April. So in April, when things were starting to run really good, it went up almost to 20 and dropped back down. So definitely something to pay attention to and watch here. If we are going to see Bitcoin dominance continue to drop, we could see some altcoins having some explosions. We've seen some massive rips from some altcoins in the last few days. ETH gas, 12 Paraguay to send any transaction. And guys, the number one thing you can do as a member of the BitSquad is smash that like button for us. Make sure to hit the like button. If you're watching on mobile, X out of the live chat, hit the like button, and then come back in. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of your screen, more actions, more options, hit react, and then like this video. Or as I always say, don't like it. Go ahead and hit the thumbs down. It counts all the same for me. It counts all the same for the numbers. People think they're really getting you when they used to hit that dislike button.
Yeah.
You ever notice some of the most popular videos on YouTube are the ones that would have like
The
100,000 dislikes? Yeah.
most likes and most dislikes.
Yeah. So if we go over here to Twitter, I just want to point out a couple things on the Twitter's verse over here. Okay, 871.3K followers. That's pretty good. I'll take that. This is the information on our Canada meetup going on tomorrow night from 5:30 to 8. You can get 50% off your futurist ticket if you click this link here. And we want to see you guys tomorrow night. It's going to be real fun. I'm going to have Nick DeMondi and Justin Williams with me. And I'm not sure. Oh, they don't want me to be a killer. Well, thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Yeah, so we're going to have some people with us, and it's going to be a fun time. Most of the team's going to be here. They're going to be doing the show the next 2 days. I will be back before the show on Thursday morning. So I'll be back on Thursday. I put out this tweet right here. So this is actually an extension of this tweet right here that did really well. ETH is greater than Bitcoin. Right? We love that. And some people are flipping out. They're like, you can't blah, 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 blah. Yeah, of course. I want to clarify that. Listen, Ethereum isn't actually better than Bitcoin. That's like saying rap music is better than a baked potato. I love both, honestly. When I said ETH is greater than Bitcoin, it just means that Ethereum's market cap is going to be bigger than Bitcoin's. That's what I believe. That's what I base that off of. Waleed Shami with $27.99 of Canadian monies. You trying to get me ready for my trip?
I was going to
Is
say.
he trying to bribe me right now? Is that a bribe?
Well, yeah.
He's paying me in my future currency. So,
well,
in your portfolio video, majority are stables. As you feel like it will bottom later, but as someone new, when do you start to believe it has bottomed? Are there price targets that if it crosses, you believe that it has bottomed? Yeah, in my opinion, I think if we get above 40K, we're not going back down. That's a big leap from here.
Yeah.
If we get above 30, if we get above 30 and we can hold for a full week, I might start thinking, okay, the percentage is much higher that it has bottomed, and then I may try to put in, it's a crazy game because the point is, you got money sitting on the sidelines. If it did bottom and you're not putting in now, even if you did put some in now, you're going to chase it all the way up, and that's not a great place to be. But we really strongly believe that it is going to get more downside. A lot of people believe that. So how do you know? Well, you are looking for a giant capitulation wick most of the time. If you go back and look in 2018, you'll see something similar. If you look at the pandemic crash, you'll see something similar. We want something that's going to bounce off a level so hard, it's not going to go back down to that level. I think we're going to know it when we see it. But what I would say is set buy orders at different levels. We got buy orders at 17K, 14K, 10K, 7K. I think that's as low as we went. But stagger it. So if it hits those numbers, you'll get your orders filled because it's a really hard thing to do to time the exact bottom. And when it's falling, you're not going to know when it happens, like in the moment. Maybe an hour later, you might look back after a big bounce and be like, okay, I think that was the bottom. But when you hear all these people throwing out these 10 to 14K numbers, then you just got to start understanding that there is a good chance that we will go down. And if we hit that range, you should definitely be adding. So there you go.
Another thing to touch on is the timing factor. Obviously, it's price in conjunction with time. Because part of what you're waiting for is more time to elapse. So if it drops down, say we retest 20 again, 19, get to those low numbers like 17, 14, any of that coming up to, within these next couple months, then it feels very good that we've bottomed. Whereas if it flashes down quick, it's not just the number of the price, I guess is what I'm saying. It's the price and the time. Midterms, politically, the macro is part of it as well.
This guy says my glasses are too big for my face. Do you know how big my head is, sir?
Pretty big.
Do you know?
I don't think he does.
No, you don't know.
He has
Spend
to
5 minutes
spend-
around me. You'll know.
I'd say he has to spend time around you on a daily basis
That's
to
right.
understand that.
I need to get like a I need to get some more vehicles. I need to get like a Ferrari. I need to get like a what are they? Is it a G-Wagon that big?
Not yet.
Like
Remember,
get a G-Wagon.
We're still
Go
in the
take
bear market.
pictures in my Louis Vuitton suit.
We're trying to identify with people who
Got a big
lost
head.
all their funds. Remember?
Oh,
Relatable.
should I turn my?
You can't be
Turn
like
inside out?
Drake, right? You made so much money, your music's unrelatable. Can't be like that. You got
That's
to go
it.
through at least one more cycle.
Let me just get that super chat. Chris Maddox says, are the portfolios going to simply be buying and selling, or will you be using leverage on those? No, we will not be using leverage. We're not
These are
day
swing
trading with those portfolios. These are setting you up for the next bull run. I'm about to hop in the 10K one, but want to ask first, I'm not a trader. It's not trading. We will, if let's say Algorand's in our portfolio and it goes up 50% in a day. Well, hey, we may take some profits from that as if it's a big move and then roll that into some more diversification. We might do that. That's the whole point of what we're trying to do, but we're not looking on a daily basis to move coins. We're really looking for, great opportunities. So, okay. All right. So moving on here, I want to talk about my trade last night because I got crushed yesterday. It's a very important lesson for you guys here. I haven't traded in quite a while. We're only down. I think I'm down about $1,000 overall. I was up. I won my first trade, and then I lost after that.
Can you push your monitor like half an inch?
Half an inch?
Just a tiny bit. That's good.
OCD, TJ.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pull up our order history here. Close positions. So you guys can see here. Let's see. All this is from today. For the last 24 hours. 8585. These last three. Okay. So you guys can see the first trade I made 0.01 BTC. The second one, I lost 0.0432 BTC. And then the next one, I lost 0.0194. Basically, in both of those situations, I was in a trade kind of upside down. And you got the opposite flashing signal from Lux Algo. So if you pull up Lux Algo, you guys can see it here. Let's see. Let me pull up my chart. Indicators. There it is. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, I still want Market Cypher B on, so let me get rid of this.
What do you think about this? Shannon was talking about hanging out, always being here. You think
We
should do
love
some-
Shannon.
Yeah, and Crypto Steve-O. We've got a lot of really good mods. I was thinking the other day we should do something for the mods. I don't know
Something for the
what,
mods.
but something nice.
A pizza party
Pizza party?
from Mod Pizza.
Yeah.
You ever eaten there?
No.
It's a real pizza place.
Hmm.
It's one of those places where you walk in and you get to, you make like a personal pizza. They make it for you. You tell them what you want. Like the other one's called Your Pie, I think.
Yeah.
I like those places. Uncle Mattio's is the one that started that. I actually know one of the guys that started that whole Uncle Mattio's. They've been going out of business left and right lately. All right, so I want to show you guys what happened yesterday. So yesterday, what happened is I was on the hour chart here, and I got a signal to go long. That would have been right here, a strong signal at that. I think it's a very important lesson for you guys to understand here. That's why I really want to talk about this trade before Frank comes on. So yesterday, I get the strong buy signal right here. Now, I knew the candle was like pretty big that it hit on, unfortunately. Stretch this out a little bit. Maybe you guys can see it real good. Okay. So the candle was pretty big, but I said it's strong. It's where I got more upside. You guys can see what happened. As soon as I went in, it just went sideways. I was never up on this trade a single time. And so then what happened is over here, there was a strong sell signal. So you know what I did? I closed out my long. And I was like, it's going to drop. I'm going to go ahead and just short it from here. And so I did that. And then you guys see what happened. Nothing. So basically, I was talking to a guy at InvestFest on Saturday. And he asked, we were talking about leverage trading. And he said, well, when you go in and you get stopped out on a long and it's dropped, and that's what stopped you out, Don't you want to just reload and go back in at that spot? Well, that kind of defeats the purpose, right? That defeats the purpose. There are other ways that you can, just move your stop loss is what you could do if you really were, a strong believer that it was going to go back up. It's going to save on trading fees. But the fact is, sometimes these signals, they're not going to hit, and you need to know when to cut bait. When you miss a trade, in my opinion, you should not be going right back in. Last night, I justified it because I went the opposite way. We got the long signal. It went sideways. We got the short signal. I said, okay, well, now I'm going to short it. Didn't work out for me. So I'm not going to be doing that again. I think that's not a good thing to do, is to immediately go into another trade. It just feels a little too spontaneous, a little too impulsive. So we had the one big hit yesterday. So we're down about $1,000 overall in the portfolio. Now, I did see this, yesterday from that strong signal. If you look at Market Cipher, there was a red dot right there telling us maybe get out of the trade. Down here, you got a big green dot down here at the bottom, but the buy signal didn't hit until over here. Now look, of course, the first one that I don't trade, you saw what happened? Friggin' ripped, of course. Do you feel like the entire crypto market is specifically about trying to ruin me?
No, but
It feels that way sometimes.
That's what I say. That is a fun thing when you start trading crypto. It does feel like literally the entire market is counter trading.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, no matter what your size or position is, it just feels like, and I guess that's just human psychology of thinking the whole world revolves around them.
Yeah.
Which, that's been the case since the beginning of time. It's hard for humans to conceptualize a world beyond themselves.
Kelly Kellum says, you need to combine your TA support or resistance down. When you're in a pattern with the times you take a buy or short, all things need to line up. Yeah, I think really using Lux Algo is new for me. So really trying to figure out a way to double confirm what a good spot is. And also, guys, you got to remember, when I'm getting these alerts, like, I might be sitting in my recliner. I'm not necessarily in front of my computer and stuff like that. So if I was in front of a computer, it'd be easy to really like pull everything up, make it look real big, find the exact mode I want to go in to confirm. I'm not really trying to be too active in the trading. That's the whole point. I don't have time for it. So
Kelly Kellum's the guy that's coming here next week.
He's coming for an interview?
Yeah, that's Jeb's guy.
Yeah, that's one of Jeb's guys. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring Frank up. Come talk about the charts. He's going to actually give you some useful information on the charts instead of just, the one guy said, what a narcissist. Do as I say, not as I do. Talking about, I said, don't go back in. Guys, sometimes you make mistakes. Big deal.
Narcissists don't say that.
What is going on, everybody? I actually just did want to touch on some of the stuff Ben was just saying. I think
fresh cuts. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Actually, they cut me a little too short.
They
I usually
did.
part it to the side, but he just buzzed me up.
I had a feeling. I noticed it was really short, and you're rocking that hat.
Yeah,
so I was like,
you know what it is? It's just, he told me, he said, how much you want me to take off the top? I said, I part it to the side. As long as it's long enough to fall over, that's fine. And then he just shaved it all off.
Have y'all seen Blake's hair?
No.
My child. It's the most. You know what it looks like? Y'all remember when I was trying to grow my hair out and it was like slicked back and it was sitting on top of my head? That's what Blake's looked like. But like,
I wish we could find those videos. That was something.
That's amazing.
That was the beginning of Ben on TikTok. Is what it was.
Yeah.
And there's like, I'm gonna try my haircut like that.
Well, I started. You know what I started doing? Instead of wearing the hats and the t-shirts and stuff, I started using one of those services that picks your clothes out for you.
Oh, really?
Thread or something like that. I think one of them. Yeah. And I started putting it on and I started feeling myself a little. People were in the comments like, "Oh, you look good today." I was like, "Let me grow this hair out." Disaster. Never having again.
Hey, you gotta try stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I've tried many things that didn't work. Maybe that barbershop that I went to. I'm just kidding. But guys, just to touch on what Ben was just talking about, I'm also gonna try not to touch the mic or sway today. We're gonna go for that. But one thing I want to mention is, jumping in and out of trades, revenge trading. That's stuff you have to look out for, and also. A lot of people who are new trying to get into trading, an important thing to realize is not to be trading with all your money, right? Me personally, I have a lot of my money, my investment money is in my longer term holds, or a lot of it's in a cash position right now. I'm slowly DCAing in. But I trade with a smaller portion of my portfolio, right? So, trading is risky. It takes time to learn. You just want to make sure if you get wrecked, you're not going to lose all your money, right? You want to trade with a small portion of your crypto portfolio.
But when you are, let's say you have, like I have, about $10,000 over in your contract trading account, I like to trade with the whole bulk of the amount that I have in there. Does that make sense? And I think that's okay as long as you're doing risk management. So like, let's say you got $100,000 and you're going to trade with 10,000 of it. It's okay to use that full 10,000 on one trade as long as you're using a stop loss and you're not going to get too wrecked if it drops. Now you don't want to run without a stop loss because then you get liquidated. You lose all the money. You're not actually risking all your money. You're really just changing the upside for the ROI.
Yeah, a lot of people think if you trade with that $10,000, they automatically think that you're just risking that all or nothing. You know, if you win the trade, you win. If you lose it all. You want to have those, have your stop losses set. That way you can limit your risk. It's one of the beautiful things about trading is you can know how much you're risking before you get into the trade. So as long as you're okay with that number, set your stop loss, set your take profit, walk away. And then, if you lose your trade in your sleep, you don't go broke in your sleep. You just lose a small amount that you were already okay losing. But with all that being said, guys, we got some good stuff to look at here as Bitcoin is starting to make some moves. I want to start off by bringing up. I'm just going to turn off Lux Algo for now, just to clean things up. Turn that off, and then boom. Okay. So coming over to the daily chart, obviously, it seems like a lot has changed since the last time we were on stream, but we are still looking at these same key levels. This gold box still remains the key level that we need to get above in order to see Bitcoin get this move up to about 28 to 30K that everybody's calling for. This gold box is the barrier. This is the barrier we need to get through. And I'm gonna zoom in and look at some more levels that are a little more specific in just a second. But one thing I do want to bring up here is I'm gonna zoom in on Market Cypher B, and you can see the money flow is drastically ticking up here, right? We were almost crossing over here, then we went sideways for a week or two, and then we started coming out, which was a little more bearish. But now money flow is starting to come up, so that is a point. That is a bullish puzzle piece here with that money flow coming up. Now, I just want to zoom in to take a look at some of these levels here. Now, obviously, as I said, that gold box is, this is basically where the majority of our resistance is. If we can get out of this gold box, there is not that much, there's not that much stuff above us to slow us down as we come up. So first stop, if we do break this level here at about 24,186, the level that we are rejecting off of right now, the next stop that I am looking at is this spider line coming in at about 24,577. That is somewhat of a rough number because this line does slowly get higher over time. But this is the next stop, right? If we break into this box, this will be the next stop. I'm looking for a rejection. And then once we get through this gold box and we start tapping on this door right here at about 25,322, this is where things get exciting, because once we break that gold box, like I said, there is really not that much in the way of us. You might get caught up on this spider line here a little bit, but essentially there's not much between here and about 28 to 30K. And again, I know you're hearing a lot of people kind of change their predictions for a pump from 28 to 30K to about 25K. And that is basically this level right here at about 25,322 is where I have my line. So we could potentially pump up here before getting a harsh rejection. I'm actually very curious to see.
Have you ever got pumped up and then got a harsh rejection?
Yes.
Happens to the best of us.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's hard, but you get through it. But anyway, so yeah, this is basically the line, right? Again, that is 25,322. That is the last line of defense for the bears. If we get break through there, I do think it's likely that we could get this pump up. Now, the one thing getting me a little bit worried is if you come over to Ethereum, we talked about this before, is Ethereum has gotten a majority of its move here, coming all the way up to this previous consolidation point, which is kind of where we want Bitcoin to go. But Ethereum being the market leader recently and seeing that majority of Ethereum making a majority of its move here makes me wonder if Bitcoin's gonna get that breakout. But if we get Ethereum to start moving up closer to about $2,000, maybe that's when we can get Bitcoin to get that little breakout that we need. Now, taking a look at the DXY, I'm going to come to a lower time frame here just so we can zoom in. We are coming up to a local golden pocket, so a little bit of support coming up for the DXY. So if we do get a move up here, we could see Bitcoin continue to reject down Bitcoin coming in at 24,000 even. I do just want to come up here and point out I am currently in a small scalp short on Bitcoin. And I just want to point out, because I know a lot of people are probably curious, like on how we enter our trades or how I enter my trades. Essentially, what I see here is coming up to key resistance, right? Coming up to key resistance here, very strong levels with the price coming higher and our momentum waves on market cipher B coming lower, and it creates somewhat of an alligator mouth, those open lines, one curving up, one curving down. That is a bearish divergence, so you would expect price to come down, which it has, just a little bit here so far. So, depending on how harshly we get rejected from this level, I do think we could come down a little bit here. We do have a super chat from Elijah.
Yeah, he
Fulcher.
He paid me to ask you a question.
Oh, right.
Love it.
He says, Frankie, what platform do you think is best for trading? You're the best. Bing bong. I trade mostly all my leverage trading is done on either Femex or KuCoin. I absolutely love both of them. We actually have Femex referral links that help you get a little bit of a bonus. So depending on how much you deposit, they will give you some bonus funds in your account to trade with. But Femex and KuCoin are the winners, and we have referral links for both of those to help you guys get a little bit of a
TJ,
discount.
throw that in the chat, TJ.
Yeah. So there you go. That's kind of what made me get into this little scalp short here, this 15-minute bearish divergence. But overall, watching the thing that I am really watching here to see this move up is waiting for us to get up to this line at about 25,322 to start knocking on that low volume pockets door to potentially get that explosive move up. And the other thing I'm watching is this money flow on market cipher B curving up and looking for it to curve into the green. And before I let you guys go, real quick, I just want to bring up Solana is something we've been watching on my channel for a little bit. On Friday, I don't like to call them calls, but we basically did. I was telling people to watch out for Solana. Come down to a little bit of a lower time frame here. Looking at Solana, looking for it to make a move up. I think it was around here when we were looking at it. We got a big double green dot here. This is the 24-minute.
Did the green dots work?
The green dots work as long as you're not absolutely dumping. Sometimes if you're really, really coming down like crazy, these green dots can just get stepped on. But the green dots do work when used with confluence and confirmations. They can be extremely, extremely powerful signals. But just wanted to shout this out. Anybody that was in the stream on Friday, we got our little Solana move here, expecting it to come up a little bit more. If you look at the daily on market cipher B, you can see here that we not only got our VWAP crossover to the upside, but also a money flow crossover into the green at the same time, which is typically very, very bullish. So hoping Solana can make it back up to the top of this pattern right here, and then potentially, because Solana is one of those altcoins that didn't get its explosive breakout fully. So looking for Solana to make it to the top of this pattern for a potential breakout.
Do you think when we're looking at these altcoins right now, and you're looking at some of these really good setups, like I heard Litecoin set up really well, believe it or not, Solana, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, when you're looking at a lot of these setups, do you think that lends any credibility to the fact that we might see Ethereum run away from Bitcoin here and altcoins follow?
Yeah, that is one of the really interesting things here, because again, looking at Ethereum with its run out of this range, the breakout all the way up to this previous consolidation area, yeah, I do believe that. Now, is it going to completely decouple from Bitcoin? Who knows, when that will happen, if that will happen. But I do, we are seeing a lot of these altcoins that haven't broken out are starting to slowly break out. A lot of them broke out last night and this morning. The ones, some of them, Matic broke out with Ethereum. There's a few coins that have broken out with Ethereum, but the ones that have not yet are starting to break out. So maybe Ethereum, again, has been the market leader in the recent past. Maybe we see Ethereum start to lead these moves.
Yeah, I definitely think that's possible. We've talked about a lot with the merge. It doesn't make any sense that the entire market follows Bitcoin. The only thing that makes sense about it is that people believe Bitcoin's going to make it more. They believe the other things are going to make it. So you see wilder volatility with the other coins, and people will flush that over to Bitcoin during volatile times. But if Ethereum can prove its own value and start to break away and decouple from Bitcoin, I think that'll have a cascading effect on the crypto markets. And we might not get the same kind of cycle for all crypto. I think with Bitcoin, we'll still do the same thing. But it sure would be great if you could, make money different ways in the bear market than just,
Well, and that is kind of consistent with what we saw, some lower to mid cap alts make moves. They're not going to all-time highs, but there's money to be made on short-term pumps even in 2019 and, things like that. So I think we're starting to get into those choppy waters where there's opportunities to make money with alts. You don't want to be in them too long because they can still get wrecked. But, you start building positions in different places, and swing trading, kind of like what we're talking about with these other portfolio videos.
And one thing that I think agrees with that is I think that the market, as far as more on like a human psychology level, I think there's a lot more people keen to the idea that Ethereum will gain more than Bitcoin.
Of course.
Where you get these new people coming in, and a lot of times they'll flock to Bitcoin. Oh, everyone told me to buy Bitcoin; it's the best thing to buy. But I think a lot of those people are going to start to think, well, I heard Bitcoin's kind of not going to, is going to have less gain potential than Ethereum. I heard Ethereum, if Bitcoin goes up 5%, Ethereum goes up more. I think a lot more people are going to be savvy to that. And, maybe even in the next bull run, we see more people kind of feeling like they missed the boat on Bitcoin and going straight for Ethereum.
Well, I mean, it consistently outperforms Bitcoin's returns already. So a lot of other altcoins, but, you don't get a lot of repeat altcoins where you have the same coin pumping massively back-to-back cycles. We haven't seen that really. That's why you get a bunch of outliers like Solana. Solana didn't really pump in the last one. It launched, I think, in 2018, but it didn't pump. Massive pump this time. It's going to be hard to match that again, was the point. You look at XRP, same thing. 2017, led the entire market. SEC case, I understand, but it didn't do it. Litecoin didn't hit all-time highs again in this cycle. So you really got to try to watch for these setups for coins that could be the next big movers. That's why I'm telling you, I'm looking at Algorand and HBAR. I think these are two to really look at that I don't think got the explosive move that they were going to get at the end of the altcoin season. So you're looking for the next Solana, not in technology, but the next one that's going to have a massive run up like that. So
yeah. And I think that's all I got. I'll leave you guys with this: altcoins to watch if the move continues. Keep an eye on Solana, even though we already saw a move. Also, Steppen or GMT and Dogecoin. Keep a lookout. These are coins that have not broken out yet.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Dogecoin is another one that kind of gives precursors to when things are ready to break out again. When you start to see Dogecoin moving up and down, not always, but typically a big pump in Dogecoin before we see other alts start to move tends to happen. But a lot of this, obviously, on the news of the money printing that could be coming.
Oh, I had a good tweet about this. Where is it?
Speaking of,
Dan Held said the U.S. Senate just passed the Inflation Reduction Act for $750 billion, which does absolutely nothing to stop inflation. The government is literally keyword stuffing. Like they literally were like, hey, let's come up with a title for a bill that'll make it sound like we're doing something. I got it. Inflation reduction.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
And then just shove in all the stuff that we've been wanting to finance for ourselves just to pass the votes. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we talk about this today?
Apparently. They told me they had this story.
I don't see it. Maybe it is there somewhere. I
It
don't.
was supposed to be the main story.
Oh, I think it's this. Okay. All right. What's that? Oh, we're live, chat, on the show.
Yeah.
Relax. Calm down. This also doubles as a place of business.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Okay. And we got a big guest coming here on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, boy.
Big guest.
Real
Big
thirsty.
guest. I don't know. I'm not going to say who it is. I said people guess who it is.
I think people know.
How could they possibly know?
I don't
Other
know.
than speculation. How could they possibly know?
Well, they don't know. They just...
You know why? Because they
you're
so
Twitter.
desperately want to see that.
Yeah.
They desperately want to
All
see
right.
that.
Speaking
Okay.
of the Twitterverse, let's get there.
Let's go.
Make
You
a
make
tweet
the sound effects?
Yeah.
Just in, Morgan Stanley, guy with two first names, is hiring a cryptocurrency product development manager.
This is not new, by the way, guys. This cracks me up.
Is that an old tweet?
No, this is a new tweet, but it's just we're seeing so much of like, oh, hey, Morgan Stanley's getting into crypto. Fidelity's getting into crypto. Do you guys know this? It's like, guys, they've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years now.
That's why, if you remember back in the bull run, I was like, I don't want any more bank stories.
Yeah.
Just don't give me the bank stories. Nobody cares about the bank stories. They're all like interchangeable, like
Mhm.
Fidelity into Bitcoin, Goldman Sachs buying investment funds. Like, what is the third bank or
First
State
third?
Street? State Street, the first bank ever. BNY Mellon. I don't even know what those are. Yeah. Well, I like melons, some melons.
They've
Not
all
all
been in
melons.
crypto for a while, guys. This is
Yeah.
not new.
Yes, this has all been happening. But, of course, in these bear markets, we get these narratives that everything's bearish and that it is bearish price wise. But what's happening behind the scenes has been continuing more so even than it was, I believe, in the bull run. And we're starting to see some weak hands like your Celsiuses and your Voyagers, get out of the way to make room for, maybe we have exchanges combine at some point, something like that. Which, by the way, do we talk about Celsius today? We do not. What I want to say about Celsius is I got a call yesterday from someone who said that they've been hearing about a clawback. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so let me explain to you what it is. And this is something, after doing some research, it's definitely possible. But I would tell you, we didn't pull our money out, which this applies to people who pull their money out. Over my dead body, would I ever give Celsius $1? So what it is, they can actually go back 90 days before the bankruptcy. And if you withdrew funds during that 90 days, you have to give it back.
Interesting. Well, how long was it between the time they stopped withdrawals? and the
45 days, I think, probably.
45, like half of it.
Yeah. I don't think it was from when it was frozen. I think it was from the Chapter 11. But the fact is that Simon Dixon is still out here trying to take this company over. I messaged him about it because I was like, this isn't realistic. He's like, no, actually, this is realistic. Now, it wouldn't be realistic they'd ever get a dime from me. I would create shell company after shell company after shell company after shell company.
We didn't even withdraw.
To make it, I'm saying if we had withdrawn, they ain't never seen a dime from me. If Alex Mashinsky wants to come get it from me personally, tell him to come on up. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him at my front door. I'd love to see him.
He ain't. Yeah.
Huh?
He's probably hiding.
God, I hate that guy.
Best as he can.
I freaking hate that guy. Talking about disloyal, backstabbing, lying mother chucker. That Alex Mashinsky. Garbage human being. Garbage human being is what he is. I think he's going to jail at some point. I think he's going to prison at some point. Don't you know, like that happens? Like Bernie Madoff went to prison, right? The fact that he still is not stepping aside and letting this stuff move forward, absolutely ridiculous. This guy, they want to keep their Bitcoin they're mining. They don't want to have to pay back the Bitcoin they're mining.
Hey, are you buying Bitcoin? Nah, Bitcoin's a total scam. Bitcoin's up over 50,000%. Are you gonna buy now? Nah, it's gone up way too much. But I'll buy it when it drops. Bitcoin is down 90%. This is the perfect time to buy. I've heard Bitcoin is going to zero. Bitcoin's about to reach $20,000 a coin. Have you bought yet? No, but this time...
Basically one of the founders of Tornado Cash. I mean, is that how you describe it? Early investor? Something like that.
Yeah. Early investor.
When he said that, I cringed. I was like, "Ooh, let me get away from this guy." Tornado Cash is a mixer. If you don't know what a mixer is, they exist on the dark web. They exist solely so people can go and take their crypto and basically wash the activity out behind it, and then you basically kind of get fresh Bitcoin that doesn't have a history. The government said a couple years ago that when this happens.
I fixed it. That happened a second ago.
Yeah. Why is everybody saying LOL? What was so funny?
There are 30-second delay because one of the buttons here triggered the TikTok audio.
Yeah.
Muted you. The TikTok audio was running and it took me a second to get it fixed.
And she was talking about sex and radishes.
No.
That TikTok was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was the sex and radish TikTok we had last week.
There's 3. How do you know which one was playing?
Because I saw.
You saw it?
I saw it for a half second flash up on the screen. Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's basically a Janet Yellen lookalike, the lady. So anyways, would you rather eat a radish, have sex, or take money from banks? Tornado Cash is a mixer. These are highly illegal. The government has already said, if you use mixers, you are immediately committing money laundering. So the fact that they're banning this specifically, it doesn't really mean anything. They've already said it's money laundering.
We've covered this.
Yeah, we've covered it before. Yeah. Shout out to BitBoy for launching multiple crypto market segment shows that have allowed us to gain knowledge and make profits, and for great people to his staff like Frankie Candles. Thank you, Crypto Billy. Hey, we're talking about big stuff here on the channel. We're going to be making some big changes, I don't know, over the next 3 to 6 months. We're continuing to add more segments, but we got a bigger thing we're going to be doing that you guys are going to love. So, and thank you, Retro Awareness, for that super chat. California DMV is accusing Tesla of falsely advertising the capabilities of its self-driving technology. Tesla has 15 days to respond by filing a notice of defense. Was that another super chat I missed?
You just saw the bottom of it.
I see. Got most of my money in XRP now. Would you recommend selling ADA or ETH because upcoming events, then rebuy back in XRP.
No.
I mean, would you recommend selling ADA or ETH?
Oh, selling for ADA or ETH.
Yes.
That makes more sense.
I think that's fine. I think that's a decent strategy. I have no problem with that strategy.
Yeah.
So anyways, guys, who cares about Tesla? Elon Musk
say,
sucks.
That's
I
a
finally
stupid
found
story.
somebody that hates Elon Musk as much as I do, man. We had a good talk.
Who's that?
Huh?
Just a random person?
Mr. Dior.
Oh,
Mr. Dior.
A lot of people are turning on Elon recently.
Well, I mean, you know, he's not who you think he is. I don't think. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's hit some stories here. Okay. Bitcoin's bullish advance and play if this crucial support level holds. It is saying the support level, I just want to give that to you guys. 22.7 and 23.9. We need to hold that. Let's get Dirty Gary and Alex on the live. Alex, oh gosh.
That'd be a good show.
Gary Gensler. Man, I couldn't even have him on my show. I'd like throw up while we were talking. Not a nervousness, but Gary Gensler. Okay. All right. Moving on here. Kevin O'Leary details mega opportunity for early crypto investors. Says institutional demand for Bitcoin nearly insatiable. So Kevin O'Leary, very positive on crypto even throughout this bear market. If you go and look in the previous bear markets, he flipped on that. You know, there was a time where he said Bitcoin was really bullish back in, I think, 2013, maybe. First time, basically, they were talking about it on mainstream news, like even mentioning it. And he was like, no, it's garbage. It's garbage. You know, then 2017 comes around, prices go up. He's in during that bear market, didn't see a lot of activity, and bull market starts, and now he's bullish. Now he's holding onto his thoughts and opinions the same way during the bull market that he is in the bear market. So that's sign of somebody who's really a believer now.
He's really gotten in, I think, and understood it for himself, educated himself, really got played with the stuff, got his hands dirty, and kind of understands it, and isn't just parroting different lines that he hears from other people. So I do appreciate that about him for sure.
Will Ben acknowledge CRO has been climbing? Oh, great. We like CRO. Look, I used FTT in our portfolio video because we just think that one's got the most potential in the shorter term. Could have I think we added BNB as well.
We did.
Exchange tokens, right? Very bullish. CRO fits right in there. I could have easily put that one in there. But see, the thing about CRO is it had a massive run up in the last cycle. So I'm going to want an FTT that I feel like did not get the same kind of run up in the last cycle. You know, it's hard to match back to back, but I do believe CRO is going to do well. Bitcoin, Ethereum, incredibly oversold, states Bloomberg analyst. According to Mike McGlone, I like Mike McGlone. He usually knows what he's talking about. A senior commodity strategist at Bloomberg Intelligence, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are trading at a significant discount. His observations come from technical analysis focused on a specific indicator. Bitcoin has reached its lowest ever price versus its 100-week moving average. That's pretty significant. Mike McGlone continues to say by describing the currency as, does this sentence make sense? McGlone continues to say by describing the currency as being at an extreme discount. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. I missed that comment there. Within an enduring bull market. So he thinks we're still in a bull market. Is that true? Crypto Savvy says it was just one cycle, 1 10-year cycle. What do you think about that?
Could be.
Hey, at InvestFest, one of Crypto Savvy's fans was there.
Yeah.
And she was recording me. And she's like, you didn't think it was going to go down that low, did you? Shout out to Crypto Savvy. I thought that was funny. He had a fan there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you look at Bitcoin's market value to realized value, MVRV, a really key indicator, we're going to be leaning on a lot more on-chain stuff here in the near future, we believe. So be on the lookout for that. We see it around 1, which suggests the market value of this asset has fallen to its actual utility value. So it's basically about valued correctly right now. Bitcoin trades at 23.2. You know, I kind of want to pull this up on Glassnode. Here, take it down real quick so I can log in. Let me see if hopefully we still have an account over here. Oh, we're right back in. Okay, let's pull up the MVRV. Because I'm real curious to see what this looks like in the last bear market. So this is the lowest value ever against it. Is that correct?
Looks
Here's the price. Yeah, it's a big spread, a huge spread. Come back here to 2018, 2019. Price was going down, down, down. Dropped tremendously. Rallied hard.
When is that? When is that rally?
What is this rally?
Yeah.
It's 2019
19.
midsummer pump.
Mhm.
The big fake out bull trap,
Yeah, up to
which
14-ish.
so that was about 6 months after we bottomed, right? Because we bottomed in December. That run up started in May.
Mhm.
So we bottomed, and then we got that run up. So there's still potential for a big bull trap even after the bottom. It just may not go down quite as low. So I mean, I think really what you're seeing with the MVRV here is you really are looking at, you know, the volatility is lessening. You know, if you can see here very clearly, the value of Bitcoin versus its you know, projected price or actual value, it's stabling off some. It's leveling off some here compared to the beginning of it. Here you can see the orange spikes. So yeah, I didn't really see what I wanted to see there, but it's fine. Here's who sold enormous volumes of Bitcoin in recent months per Glassnode data. Crypto Tim says, what are your thoughts on Holochain? I feel like it's a decent coin with a good use case. Not many people talk about it. Keep up the content. It's just one of those coins, man. It's just one of those coins that, like, you know, when it first came out, people were hot on it. It does not use
No pun
blockchain.
intended.
What's that?
You said people were hot on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an accident. I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, Holochain is what I've liked a lot in the past. It was very, very low priced. You know, it was made good for a penny crypto. But there's some of these projects, they just don't seem to be able to get the traction to really propel their use case out there. That seems like one of them. Last bull market, you know, Dash was another one of those. I feel like had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Digibyte's always been one that I felt like had a lot of potential, just could never really make it there. So for me, like, I'm not investing in Holochain. If you're invested in it, I hope it goes to the moon for you. But I've just seen over and over again, it just not really fulfill its hype. Its community knows about it. You go outside of that, most people don't know about it. So according to the on-chain analytics firm Glassnode, significant portion of Bitcoin selling pressure coming from long-term holders. Interesting. Long-term holders control 13.337 million BTC, or 79.85% of the current supply. That's got to be much bigger than that too, right? No, because I guess if the Bitcoin is lost, that address gets counted as a long-term holder. So that is baked into that. There's 4.5 million Bitcoin that are never going to come into the circulation, just so you guys know. That's the estimate. 3.5 million have been lost. Satoshi had 1 million. We don't think those are ever going to move. So the supply is actually closer to 14.5 million for actual liquidity. So
amazing what a hard cap can do.
It is, isn't it? Senate passes Democrat sweeping healthcare and climate bill. This is the $750 billion healthcare tax and climate bill. It is called, okay. Oh, hear me out here. This is a healthcare and climate bill. What's it called? The Inflation Reduction Act. What? That doesn't even make sense.
Talk about a scam.
They are keyword stuffing here. They're just trying to make you think they're doing something. Why? Why are they doing that right now?
They're just liars.
No, I don't need it now. Allison, thank you. Yes, please. They're doing it now because midterm elections are coming up.
Yeah.
Democrats are sunk if this economy doesn't change dramatically. I mean, there's no way, I don't think that they lose control in both House and Senate. I don't care what polls say. What I care about is the economy is the number one motivator for people to vote. And when the direction of the economy is not going to a great place, they're going to look for other leadership. That's the, back and forth in the two-party system here.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody trusts the government at all in any circumstance after this point. Like, how do you not read this story and just get angry? Like, they're pushing their own junk and just calling it whatever they want. Oh yeah, and a lot of people think this is going to help inflation. What's it going to do? It's going to make it worse. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know.
There's so much bawkward stuff in our country right now.
Yeah.
Nick Palazzo says, how often will you be updating your portfolio videos? Will you just kind of let us know as you go? We're going to do it every Friday, I think. If we're not making moves every week, then we may slow that down. But at least for now, we're going to be doing some moves. I am already thinking about maybe taking some profits, because I just remembered out of that $25,000, we only allocated, I think, 6,000 of it. So we made like 5%. That's pretty good. We could roll that $400 into something else or $350 into something else. So if we had all of it in and we, $300 increase, then that wouldn't be a great place to put profit. So
Yeah, we should update those from time to time, because you guys really seem to like the rationale behind building portfolios. We could also do other styles, right? Like you could say,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, if you want to build one in a layer one niche, you could position it like this. If you wanted to go for all exchange coins or something like that, not recommending it, but
Yeah.
we could do different niche style portfolios too. Might be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think what it all boils down to here is this. We're trying to build successful portfolios for you guys to mimic and not feel like they're risky. We don't want people losing money. Like, look, if you had some 100x altcoins in that portfolio, it did really great. You made $1 million. That's fantastic. But the one that you pick is probably going to be,
The one
not
that,
the winner.
yeah,
That's just the way that it
exactly.
works.
That's always the way it
Yeah.
works.
Well, about Seek VR, we picked Seek VR. That
Yeah.
was our biggest winner. I think 6,000 to 8,000% returns we made on that.
Something crazy. Yeah.
I just had some money sitting around. I had actually sold mine and had a node. And when I looked, I was like, holy crap, there was so much money on there. So that was Seek VR is one, Justin and Jay Chains and Brian did a video on it recently.
Mhm.
That's a metaverse one to watch. It's in it for the long term. Boost revenue. Bill would impose a 15% minimum tax on large corporations. Did this one also have an increase in gas tax as well, I believe?
Yeah, infrastructure they call it. I
Let's see.
believe they had a hike on
That
stock
might have been, it might have been a
buybacks.
separate bill. Not sure.
There was another one they were pushing that had a premium on stock buybacks starting next year.
Yeah.
So they think that's going to stimulate these corporations to buy their own stock to pump it up this year. So that could be part of a short-term pump as well.
How central banks and CBDCs could end democracy.
Oh gosh.
I don't even have to read this article. Here's how they do it. All right, guys, you're all getting social credit scores.
Yep.
You're all going to be using our digital dollar. By the way, we can see every transaction in real time that you make, what it's for, who it's to. And also, if we don't want you to be able to use your money because your social credit score is low, we can take that away from you.
Yep.
The government with a CBDC can stop you from spending money.
And they can get you to do exactly the action they want you to do by just giving you a little bit more and making you feel like it's in your control.
It's going to be so convenient. It's going to be so convenient for you. That's always a trade-off. The convenience for the rights, convenience for the lack of freedom. The convenience of being able to just magically pull up your phone and pay for everything anywhere immediately, very fast. It's convenient for the government to send money out to people that need government assistance. Just boom, wallet. There you go. Send it right out on the blockchain. Won't be a public blockchain, but I think this is something we got to really. It's coming though. I mean, this isn't something we can fight. I hope you guys understand that. Fighting a CBDC is not something we're capable of doing as a country, as citizens in this country. It's coming no matter what. Same thing with China. China's just coming no matter what. They're going to force you to use it, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It also increases the snitch economy where they incentivize you to tell on your neighbors.
I would throw you under the bus so quick, TJ.
I saw a crypto dog complaining about it this weekend. He was saying literally somebody across from his building snitched on him something about the height of his windows or shades or something completely ridiculous. And then he had authorities show up, fine him, basically make you adjust your windows. It's like an HOA from hell across the entire country.
There's like a doghouse out back.
What?
Is it a doghouse? The windows are too big?
No.
A crypto dog?
Yeah.
Who
That's
lives
good.
in a dog
He lives in
house?
a penthouse. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure he does. I've actually met him.
Yeah.
Pretty
Nice guy.
Okay, so the CBDCs are very dangerous. That's how they're going to take away all your ability to spend money. It's going to be very dangerous. This is why, look, guys, I talk about this all the time. It's a war. It's a series of battles. It's a war. This is not a one-time battle and it's over.
Mhm.
We're going to take many losses as a normal citizen of the earth here. We're going to take a lot of losses where it's going to look like the power cannot swing back the other way. But all throughout history, we've always seen the power swing back and forth between the elites and the people. You look at all the different revolutions, look at the American Revolution, look at the French Revolution, look at other times where, people were overthrown. So the fact is that, we're not going to be able to just overthrow them overnight. But what we have to do, we have to fight against the technocracy, which, by the way, I talked to a guy about a bill to stop BlackRock from doing what they're doing. And it made total sense. So it's something I'm hopefully going to hear from that guy this week. We're working on a lot of regulation, legislation stuff ourselves. But he had a pretty good plan. And I think it's the only chance we got to fight BlackRock. It basically has to do with preventing them from using their investors' votes. The investors would still be able to vote, even though BlackRock has their funds. Because BlackRock's not supposed to own anything. There's actually some kind of I think it's something in the securities law or something in the banking laws that actually, technically, it should be illegal for them to be doing what they're doing right now. So,
Question is, would they?
Would they what?
Would the investors actually exercise their vote? Or would they, would they fight to let BlackRock keep doing what they're doing? You know what I mean?
No, the investors don't care. The investors want the return, right?
Right.
So I don't even know if they know exactly where all the money is going to. I'm not sure. I'm not in a hedge fund. So, but anyways, so it's series of battles. Right now, we're losing. CBDC's coming, okay? But when we started to do things like fight against BlackRock, when we started to do things like fight against the technocracy, when we started to do things like create an independent crypto council instead of the SEC governing crypto, we're doing the right stuff. And we have some of the right people in place. Caroline Pham from CFTC. You've got Tom Emmer. You have...
I feel like Cynthia Lummis is doing
Cynthia Lummis,
stuff.
Kirsten Gillibrand. All these people are doing good stuff for crypto. So there are people out there doing great stuff. But this is long term, guys. So the CBDC is coming whether you want it to or not, is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't want you guys to be disappointed in 5 years when we're using it. Researchers say they discovered a consensus level attack on Ethereum, miners cheating the system to earn more. Those scammy Ethereum people. Let's see. Hebrew University of Israel discovered first evidence of consensus level attack on a major crypto. Yada, yada, yada.
A lot of
F2 pool involved. Uncle Maker?
That's funny.
That's your grandparents, right?
Sure.
Your grandparents would make your uncle.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie Hunter, do you think there will be another crash? Any upcoming world events that might cause one? I saw something yesterday. I thought to myself that maybe that's the thing. I don't know what it would be though.
What's your
Can't remember what it was.
take on the chaos that's going to be around the Ethereum merge? I don't know. I'm sure this talks about a little bit, but
About the fork and all that?
yeah, and that
That's
was
a
a lot of the back and forth this week about different, proof of work chains. And I think, we've seen Bitcoin SV, ABC, Bitcoin Cash, all that stuff. A lot of people trying to profit on what is the unknown and mayhem around major chain forks.
Yeah.
In my opinion, nothing will come of any of the forks. Some people will make some money if they convince people to move over, but
Bitcoin Cash was the only somewhat
viable.
Successful one, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you
But
can
not
make the
even that much.
argument it was a total fail against the value of Bitcoin, but
Well, you can
still
say
functions.
Ethereem versus Ethereum Classic, I guess, but that was forced. It was not.
Yeah. So
That
what's your
wasn't
take?
forced.
Just curious.
My take on that is it's a joke. The fact that you have these miners out there that are going to go fork a chain and keep their mining equipment going, you're just wasting your money. Nobody wants to come with you on that. So you're going to have an entire hard fork that's just miners.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, mining and patting themselves on the back. Or I'll pat your back, you pat mine, kind of deal. And they're not going to make any money. It's going to be stupid. They're going to have to turn it off. And what's really funny is I saw some Bitcoin maximalists this week on Twitter saying stuff like, oh, it's already a disaster because now the miners are saying they're not going to support it and they're going to fork Ethereum. Guess what?
Same thing happened.
Same thing happened with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Bitcoin. And we saw how that worked out. Guys, ain't nobody going over there with a freaking proof of work Ethereum. Nobody wants proof of work Ethereum. Why? Because it's slow. We need it to be faster. We need a faster mechanism because it doesn't do the same thing as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a currency. Digital gold, currency/commodity. Digital gold, the highest use case right now, in my opinion. When you look at Ethereum, new layer to the internet. New layer to the internet. Web3, Ethereum, they're interchangeable at this point. You need Ethereum to be able to create Web3. We've seen that with NFTs and Metaverse. Of course, you can't use other chains, but that's the main one by a long shot. So, in my opinion, I think nobody's going to move. Everybody wants this. They want it to be faster. We want it done quick. So, you know, I think it's going to be
And I heard
a lot of hoopla over nothing.
actually, you rocking the shades reminds me of this guy, Carl, I used to know. I think you've met him a handful of times. Big Bitcoin miner, been around in the space for a long time. He, years ago, told me this really well thought out theory about proof of work that basically, if you believe in proof of work and the concepts behind it, eventually all proof of work will migrate to one chain. Like there's no real reason to have multiple proof of work chains. And his debate at the time would it become a privacy chain, or would it ultimately all migrate back towards Bitcoin? This point, it seems like Bitcoin will remain proof of work as far as anybody can see for the given time.
It's not guaranteed, though.
Not guaranteed, but it's got the strongest use case to remain proof of work.
You'd have to convince the maxis themselves to change it.
Right. And at this point, if Ethereum, the second biggest change, moves to proof of stake, anybody who's a proof of work maxi, makes sense for them to migrate towards Bitcoin, makes Bitcoin stronger for proof of work. And then there's really very little case, other than maybe some privacy features, to ever have another proof of work chain. But I think there will always be one proof of work chain, but as more time goes on, there's less of a case for having multiples, which is just really interesting to watch that play out. Because he told me that back in 2018. You know, so here we are years later, and it's all kind of playing out. It's just fun to watch it develop.
Crypto's fun.
It is.
It is
It's
fun.
wild.
Can you go to super chat?
Yes.
$55. You say wasted it. You didn't
Oh,
waste
I
it, my
saw
friend.
it. He didn't waste it.
No, we're
He
going to always get
said what he wanted to
Give
say.
us a little bigger hint about your upcoming guest. And do you not have a heart? Guys, I'm not going to tell you who it is. You know why I'm not going to tell you who it is? I'm not going to give any hints. In case something happens and it doesn't happen, I don't want people to be disappointed. So I think it's going to happen. It should happen. I'm coming back Thursday morning from Toronto. So I'll be back. I mean, what if my flight gets delayed? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't think so. But I'm leaving very early. What?
I said, coming out of Canada, though, there's been a lot of issues with flights, so nothing's guaranteed. Hey, 5555 viewers.
Yeah.
5555.
That matched the super chat. Look at that. Ethereum merge may lessen usage for other chains. Every time I get going, there's another super chat. I know. Chainlink ditches Ethereum proof of work forks for POS after the merge. And I tell you, there is a lot of Keach. We will answer that in Q&A.
Yeah. We'll
answer your chat in Q&A. The thing is, I was at InvestFest this weekend. It got pretty hot on the panel between me and Lamar Wilson, guy from Black Bitcoin Billionaires Group. Nice guy. Nice guy. But it got heated on the stage between him and I. And, you know, he said a lot of things. I said a lot of things. He said a lot of things. We talked about a lot of different topics. But one thing he said is he brought up this thing called the Oracle problem. Have you heard of the Oracle problem?
Potentially.
Or the Oracle dilemma. I think it's called the Oracle problem. It's basically like, yeah, we got Chainlink. We've got to get the whole purpose of an Oracle is to get off-chain data on-chain. Okay. So let's say it's sports scores or weather or whatever it might be. Those are two examples people use all the time. Someone still has to organize that and do it. Like it's almost impossible to do it in a decentralized way.
Right.
And so in their mind, the people who believe in this Oracle dilemma, they just say it'll never happen. Oh, it'll never happen. Because right now we don't have a solution for it. Never happen. It's impossible.
What?
10 to 15 years down the road, guys, it's going to be different. That's what people are out there trying to solve. Like they always want to bring up the Bitcoin maximalists that a lot of crypto projects, they came up with the idea for a project and then decided, all right, now let's go back and see if we can find a problem to solve with this. That's not what is going on here. It's the opposite, where we have a problem and we have people out there trying to actively solve this. And because of that, you know, I believe eventually someone is going to solve it and they're going to fix it. It's just like people saying that, you know, what it really reminded me of was when people would say the Time article from the early 90s, people will never not want to go into a physical store.
Right.
They're not going to shop online. That's boring. They go to be social, to interact. You see how that worked out?
Right.
It's a little bit different now because, you know, this is a technology problem, not necessarily a use problem. But it is definitely something very interesting to think about. So,
well, and for the first time, people are highly, highly incentivized to solve these problems For a long time,
Yep.
there was no real incentive
100%.
to do it. Now that there's incentive, it will happen.
Absolutely. Ricky BTC 88. First off, shout out to your entire staff. We love our people here. Love the show. Secondly, do we think ETH is potentially a better hold through 2022 instead of BTC? I do. I do believe that. All right. Let's see. They are ditching Ethereum's chain. Solana. Let's talk about Solana.
Did we already talk about that? Basically, since you were talking about Chainlink, might as well mention they've come out and said they're not going to be supporting the fork. Any forks for Ethereum. So any of these proof of work things that people are talking about, a Chainlink saying we're done with that, we're going with the foundation. And basically, look, big money has spent a long time debating this. This is not new. So most of the ETH whales and big money behind Ethereum are going to be going with the merge, the proof of stake. So
this is a non-story.
There's going to be outliers trying to drum up support for these fork chains, but it will be short-lived, to say the least.
People are so triggered by these sunglasses today.
Yeah, they are.
They're very triggered. Hey, you just got to live with it, guys. I don't have a black eye. Do not have a black eye.
We got in a fight over the weekend. I'm in a brace. He's in the glasses. Oh, by the way, you weren't over in our neighborhood yesterday, were you? I saw a Lambo that looked very much like ours.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought
like ours. I like how you said ours.
I honked. I literally thought maybe you were at Justin Williams' house or something. And I was like, oh,
no, I would never go to his house.
Yeah.
Ugh.
By the way, yeah.
By the way, what?
I was gonna tell the chat, but they don't care. Justin Williams and I are neighbors.
Oh yeah, they're neighbors. Yeah. They live like what, 3 houses down from each other, randomly too.
Yeah, very random.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys, this Ethereum proof of work fork is a joke. It's a non-story. You shouldn't even pay attention to it. That's why I just skipped over the story because it's also dumb. Solana's TVL was propped by 2 brothers creating multiple fake online accounts and a sham DeFi ecosystem. Saw a video about this. Pretty wild what they did. Ian McAleeniow, a computer programmer operating out of Texas, created Saber, a Solana-based stablecoin exchange as the base of his grand scheme, full community members. Using the pseudonym Soyacosa, Ian built Sunny Aggregator on Saber, and in less than 14 days after it launched, the new protocol had billions flowing in its yield farm. Basically, what they did here is they just created project after project after project, pumping prices, getting more TVL. All good things will end. And for the McAleeniow brothers, things started to fall apart after one of his protocols suffered a $52 million hack. Attempts for the hacker to return underwhelming as the hacker only returned $14 million. And Ian's promise to compensate victims still hangs in limbo. Yeah, it does not hang in limbo. You're not getting, compensated. Did we ever get our Bitcoin back from Nuggets News?
No, I don't think so.
You know, he sent me a message and he gave me some form I was supposed to fill out. His lawyers or something. They're supposed to send it. I have to check with Tim, see if they did that. Can we fill the form out? He said, it's been a while. All you got to do is fill out the form. You'll get your Bitcoin back. It was like 5 Bitcoin, which was 250K at the time.
That'd be great to get back. Right now.
It would be. It would be great. Let's see here. Yeah, bunch of scammers. You guys, look, I say it all the time. They had 12 projects on the Solana ecosystem. It's the same people doing this over and over and over again. These aren't new people coming in and starting scam after scam. There's about 3 to 4 big groups, in my opinion, from what I've seen, that are out there doing bad stuff. And they create probably 90% of the scams at rug pulls. Probably. FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried says one leading Ethereum rival is the most underrated crypto asset. I bet he's going to say Solana.
I was going to say.
And I don't know this for sure. I haven't read the article. Chief executive of crypto exchange platform FTX says he's identified the most underrated crypto asset. Up. Okay, hold on, guys. This is crazy. In a new interview with Fortune, crypto billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried says that Ethereum challenger Solana is the most overlooked digital asset despite its recent struggles.
Come
on, Sam.
I know. I saw a tweet of this over the weekend. It was like, oh, billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried touts this crypto. And I was like, oh, I wonder what. Oh, wait a minute. It's Solana. And then you click on it. Of course it is.
Sam, will you pump my FTT bag, please?
Right.
Please. Get out of Solana. Pump that FTT.
He's not allowed to say FTT is underrated. That's
come on, Sam. Look, okay. There's this idea.
Yeah. Somebody says overlooked in quotes in the parentheses.
Yeah. Even though you got one of the biggest people in crypto telling everybody about it every chance you get. Yes.
And it's number 5, 7?
No, it's dropped. I think it's number
9.
9. That's what I was going to say. Guys, Solana's okay. It's definitely not the most overlooked. it's kind of like this. Like let's say you liked a girl, and, you know, you're in high school, you like a girl, and then one day she shows up and like her makeup's all over her face. She looks crazy. You're like, there's a little strike against you, but she's still okay. Then a couple days later, she forgets your name. You're like, I thought we had a little something special. You know, she didn't even remember my name. One day she shows up and she brings her cat, you know, because obviously someone owning a cat is a red flag.
I was gonna say, this is a dangerous.
We love our cat
territory.
people. We love our cat people. I'm not a cat person. I'm not a cat person. I like kittens. Big kitten fan. That's another strike against her. And eventually she gets so many strikes that she's really the same person, but you just look at her a lot different. That's Solana. With every single pause that it has, with every hack and exploit that it has, it makes you take a step back and say, is this as good as it can be? Oh, it's in beta. Well, it's running. People are using it. People are losing money. So in my opinion, I don't think that's, you know, I don't think Solana is a competitor to Ethereum. I think it's a competitor in price speculation only. Cardano, the only one I believe that has a shot to unseat Ethereum. And that can change over the next 4 years. You know, Polkadot might blast off. Cosmos might finally live up to its expectation. I think Cosmos could be right up there. But yeah, this is not true. He's pumping his own bags here. That's what he's doing. Now, I'm not saying he's pumping and dumping. I'm just saying, look, when people ask me what coins I like the most, I'm going to tell you Ethereum, I'm going to tell you Cardano, and I'm going to tell you XRP. I own them all. So we talk about those mostly on the channel because they're the most interesting, and I do own them. But I'm not doing it because I own them. However, it's really hard to untangle that when you start breaking it down. Like, obviously, you're going to be the most interested in the things that are in your portfolio.
Right.
That's why we don't really talk about ICP, or we don't really talk about Tezos.
And we're not really faulting him for say that.
No.
It's just kind of a nothing burger story, because of course he's going to say that. It's like
Well-
Charles Hoskinson saying Cardano is a very good smart contract platform. Of course he thinks it's good. It's the main one he puts all of his energy into.
Well, he did say, like, the way that he said it, you know, the most
Yeah.
underrated, you know, most overlooked. No,
Well,
it's not, Sam.
and who
no,
knows-
It's not.
I'm just saying, who knows what's his real words and what is the publication
That's true,
creating
too.
a headline.
Ugh, I know that's the truth. Dogecoin, more useful than Cardano, billionaire Cuban.
Give me a break. Speaking of somebody who holds a lot of Ethereum and not a lot of Cardano, here comes Mark Cuban.
Money Game Crypto, talk about Pulse Chain, little man. You're going to come in here and call me a little man? And then you want me to talk about the coin you want me to talk about? You just
Normally that's
ruined
the-
it for everybody.
That's the
I was actually about to
opposite.
do a huge segment on it. You just ruined it for everybody. Money Game Crypto. Well, let me tell you. Thanks for a super chat. In a recent interview, crypto-focused YouTube channel Altcoin Daily. We love Altcoin Daily. Great people. Billionaire Mark Cuban said that he still thinks that Dogecoin, the largest meme cryptocurrency, has more applications than Cardano. The opportunity for Cardano is greater until Doge really becomes a platform for...
This is-
Dogecoin's not going to become a platform for applications.
No.
Not in any serious form. They may have, maybe, you remember Snake on your phone? Maybe they do that, but they do it with like a wiener dog. Like a dachshund, you know, and it just bigger on the screen. Not a Shiba. Have you heard of a Shiba Doodle, by the way?
No.
You know what a Labradoodle is?
Yeah.
It's a Shiba Doodle.
Okay.
I don't know what it looks like. My wife was telling me about it. That's the kind of dog that Dogecoin is, if you didn't know. This is not the first time billionaire investor who's made a fortune during the dot-com boom in the 90s has questioned Cardano's utility. Last May, Cuban tweeted that he was unaware of any potential use cases for the popular proof-of-stake blockchain.
See, now I
What?
really,
Yeah, Mark, what's your problem with my guy
I know.
Charles?
I really want to have him on the show because I just feel like he thinks there's no money in helping the poor. And so it's like, oh, Cardano's going to Africa, Ethereum's going to proof of stake and going to pump the foundation's bags and everybody who holds it. I'm a big Ethereum guy. I want to get rich, not help people. That's what I read between the lines in his interview.
Okay, I'll be careful what I say, so he'll come on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't hate Mark Cuban. I don't dislike
don't
Mark
either.
Cuban. I actually really always liked Mark Cuban.
I do too.
Just as a, you know, owner of a sport. I mean, I want to own a sports team. Owner of the Dallas Mavericks, you know, made a bunch of money in the dot-com boom by selling, you know, he invented internet radio. I believe that's what he did.
Pretty much.
So yeah, I like Mark Cuban. Well, I think we'd have a very interesting conversation. And you know, Cubes, you ever come over here to Atlanta to watch a Hawks game? You can come
Yeah.
sit courtside with me.
That'd be good.
That'd be cool. Billionaire also rallied against investors who buy virtual land in the metaverse, saying that dumb is not a strong enough word to characterize them. Now, Mark, I was trying to be nice, and you just called me dumb. You just called me dumb, Mark. God. That's
Our
okay.
audience, I
That's
say, our audience can probably relate.
Well, okay. Let's see here. Here's Charles Hoskinson nodding his head here as
Mhm.
Kermit the Frog to this tweet.
I'd like to see the Charles and Cuban debate. Let's see how that goes.
I'd moderate it.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be good. That'd be good content
do
right
that.
there.
I think I'm a good moderator, but it's hard for me.
I was gonna say you
Hard
have
for me.
too much to say.
I do.
You can't not
Yeah.
talk.
I know.
And you're
Golly.
not. You're definitely not unbiased in
Uh,
any way.
I'm not by it in any way. That's true. Okay. Let's see. Africa has the most of the fastest growing economies in the world. Cardano is very well placed to grow and help people in process.
I
That's
agree.
absolutely true.
It's just not profitable for a lot of people. I think they don't see the money on the front end. It's going to be years and years and years to, like, if you're in Ethereum that's designed to help VCs versus in Cardano that's designed to help people.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off. Charles is fine. He doesn't need to make money. He wants to help people.
We were talking about at InvestFest. One of the guys on stage with me was talking about how, and I've talked about this before on the channel, Nigeria is going to be the third biggest country. It's going to pass the United States by 2050. They estimate, I want to say the number's like 46%. It's somewhere between 40 and 48% of all of the population in the world will be on the continent of Africa. Isn't that insane? Are you listening, TJ?
Yeah, I'm listening.
What did I say?
Third of the population of all the world will be on Africa.
What's the number?
I said a third.
We're saying 40 to 48%, somewhere in that range.
48%.
It's pretty close. Pretty close. I really, that thing when I tell a joke and you don't laugh?
Yeah.
That's when I ask you a question you don't answer. Like, that's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna come
that's
to.
the other side of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
We've learned to live with each other, man. It's been so great. What, are we friends, TJ?
Oh, I think so.
We actually had this conversation the other day.
No, we are. But
Well,
for the
we're
sake
friends,
of the
but-
show,
My business partner. He's
Yeah.
my business partner. Like,
We're
that's the
partners.
primary relationship,
absolutely. Yeah. Friends is secondary to partners.
That's right. I've always wanted a partner like you. Okay. Cardano is religion without tech. Charles Hoskinson responds to somebody who said that. They also claim that big investors do not even consider Cardano an investment option. Considering the technology, or considering the question why these people allegedly do not think about the biggest proof of stake blockchain and its native token ADA, he then shared his belief that crypto is a combination of technology and religion. Any crypto has to have both. That's kind of a dicey thing there. I would not consider crypto
There you go.
maybe
Friends
like
with
a cult.
benefits.
What?
Somebody said we're friends
Friends
with
with
benefits.
benefits. Lambo benefits. Yeah.
I would agree with that argument against Cardano. That is true. Big money does not like Cardano, which is consistent with Mark Cuban. He would be in that big money category.
That is correct. So we'll have more on Cardano. Don't forget, we are going to a Rare Bloom event. If you go to Twitter or just go to rarebloom.io, you can use the code BitBoy10. You get 10% off. I don't get any money for that. We're going to do a meetup there for people that are at the conference in October 14th and 15th. I'm in Dubai 10th through 13th, flying home with the time zones so I can get there to Colorado by the night of the 13th. So
Chasing the sun.
Bitcoin core contributor urges maximalists to take a different route.
I saw that. That was actually a pretty good interchange. They're probably talking about Voorhees calling out Natalie.
Yeah.
Brunell. I mean, that was.
It's true.
I don't want to go too hard on it because
you like Natalie. I do too.
no, I just not
But-
really. I mean, I think it was pretty
like her,
blatant parroting of party lines on the interview and calling for things to get regulated and try to call out Ethereum as a security and not Bitcoin. It's, I don't know. Sounds a little desperate to be honest. I agree with what he said. And there was a really good discourse in there. There's some good maximalists that said, look, you can feel this way, but not advocate for the government to try to come in and fix it for you. That's where
they become the very things they start
exactly.
out to get rid of.
I'm always for less government, no matter. And now we have tools to have rules without rulers. We should be advocating for that, not more rules by overlords.
I love how TJ says Lamborghini is ours and Ben says mine. Well, that's because I drive it like 95% of the time.
Yeah, he drives them.
He drives it some.
I don't.
You haven't driven it since we got the system?
No, I want to drive it. I'll probably drive it this week.
Yeah.
I like the GTR a lot. It's hard to get me out of that.
I like the Demon a lot.
Yeah,
but there's something special about that Lambo, especially with the new wrap. Guys, we don't drive Lambos in bear markets.
Right.
Bitcoin Core contributor, they attacked the Bitcoin Maximus attacked the crap out of this guy. They're trying to show money trails and all this. If you don't say the Bitcoin Maximalist talking points, you're out of the club. Ripple, where's my XRP Army?
Speaking of not in the club.
Not in the club. Ripple versus SEC. 70,100 XRP holders joined class action lawsuit against SEC. Guys, if you want to sign up for this lawsuit, I signed up for the lawsuit, by the way, last week. Did I tell you that, TJ?
Yes.
Yeah. If you just go to Twitter, let's pull up John Deaton's page. I think you can get there from his page. How is John Deaton not verified on Twitter?
I don't know.
There's article after article after article about him. That's weird. Well, you know, it's a scam. Verification is a scam. They want you to pay. They want you to wait so long that you become irrelevant and everybody gets scammed before they'll give you a verification. Let's see. Crypto Law, Deaton Law Firm. Is this how you get to it? Go to Deaton Law Firm. Do you have asbestos? Okay, let me see. John Deaton, class action lawsuit, XRP. I'm trying. I want the link for you guys. I can't find the link. Somebody had it. They gave it to me. So here it is. Where can you sign up for John Deaton's class action lawsuit? Click this because I really encourage you to sign up on the posts. Here it is. It's a Google form. So if you just go to if you search John Deaton class action lawsuit XRP and you find where the Reddit posts are on the Google page, come down here and here's a link. It goes straight to a Google form. You click that, you fill it out. It's very simple. And now all of a sudden we get that number growing. Can you imagine we get that number to 100,000?
Yeah.
We're at 71,000 right now, or 70,100. So, all right. There was another Ripple story here. Ripple CTO takes a slight dig at Stellar and Jed McCaleb. Love that. When the weekly active weekend crypto markets is not spoiling investors with events, the fun this August Saturday is brought. What? These are such a weird sentence. While the weekly active weekend crypto market is not spoiling investors with events, the fun this August Saturday is brought by Ripple CTO.
These are written by like AI.
And proclaimed architect of all project infrastructure, David Schwartz. Crypto enthusiast was clearly in a competitive spirit when commenting on a Twitter post this morning with Connecticut's XRP XLM license plates. He noted that the dot separating both tickers should have been displayed by a greater than sign. Well, that's pretty funny. I saw that. I didn't see that joke, though. It's pretty good. I like that. Nevertheless, there's some truth in every joke, and we measure Schwartz's equation with real capitalist scales. Turns out the Ripple is indeed bigger than Jed McCaleb's Stellar. For example, Ripple is 6 times bigger than its largest competitor, according to CoinMarketCap. 18 billion versus 3.11 billion. XLM, basically a test net for Ripple. That's what it's going to end up being. We've already seen some action indicating that. And I believe that, Ripple's not going to be able to, or Stellar's not going to be able to compete. However, I've been told by someone that works at Stellar, this is not a random person, someone that works there, said Jed McCaleb has pretty much left the company. He no longer does anything day to day. So maybe we should do an XLM deep dive because now that Jed's gone, I don't hate it anymore. I mean, it's not the best, but
yeah, the big news for XLM was getting listed on Robinhood over the weekend. AVAX too. So,
AVAX.
Yeah, Avalanche.
You need one of those to go places sometimes. Stellar and Avalanche now supported by Robinhood. There's the story. CFTC bans betting platform taking wagers on U.S. elections. 3 crypto exchanges are letting traders bet on tokens for anticipated Ethereum fork. I don't even want to cover that. That's stupid. Tiffany sells out the NFTs for CryptoPunks. I'd like to get one. Bull market. Coca-Cola drops a special digital collectible on Polygon. Wow, what is it? Oh, it's a digital Coke bottle. Cool. I'm not talking about this story. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I'm not talking about this story. Guys, this is just... why do we want to do this?
That's bull market stuff.
That's toppable market stuff.
Yeah, that's like meme territory, elongate kind of projects. Let's just do some questions.
Yeah, let's just do some questions.
This is a pretty good one from Meet My Friend Rob. He said, I can't find any exchange that has FTT. You want to tell him which one to get it?
Yeah, so FTT is the token of the FTX exchange.
Right.
If you go check out FTX, you can get FTT there.
From Elijah, he asked this a bunch. Will the Cardano hard fork affect price?
It consistently has. We've had major hard forks. It consistently has led to green action, to upward action. However, we are in a bear market. I do think it's set up for a positive run against Bitcoin. We're not expecting Cardano to moon in the short term when this happens. We also have to remember that not only are these hard forks big news events, but there's tangible things that happen to the network that make it more usable, more decentralized, and easier to create more apps or dApps on it. So I think ultimately, yes, it will affect the price. It won't affect it so dramatically that you're going to get rich in a bear market over it. You'll get rich accumulating the entire bear market of Cardano, but not just one-stop shop.
Also, we forgot to mention we did over the weekend get our Cardano pool up and running again, minting blocks. So we have minted blocks on this epoch. Everything's back in good working order.
2 blocks.
2 blocks. 2 blocks.
You need 3 to build a pyramid.
From earlier in the show, what do you think will happen to the price of mining equipment if the CCP invades Taiwan? How many miners will possibly be lost? That's quite the speculation. But
well, I mean, you're really basing that on the chips that go in the miners, right?
I assume, yeah.
That right? Because
the
I mean,
production
Taiwan's not a huge mining, country.
They just produce the chips. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need the silicon and the semiconductors to use for the computer chips, for the ASICs. Look, well, let me tell you this: probably not much, because if China goes in and takes over Taiwan, you know what they're going to do?
Keep making chips.
They're gonna keep making chips, and they're going to sell them. They're probably going to produce more than ever before.
Yeah.
So I think temporarily it could be like a black swan event. Obviously, if you have a country invading a country like that, like we saw with Russia, Ukraine. Of course, China much bigger than Taiwan. Russia's much bigger than Ukraine, but livable areas of Russia, not super concentrated. Taiwan is very, very concentrated, and China huge and concentrated. And there's a lot of history between Taiwan and China there. So I don't know if we get involved or not. Depends on who the president is. Obviously, the one we have right now, he's already shown like absolutely no backbone when it comes to Taiwan. Here he said, President Xi called me. Now I'll bow down to him and say, we do not respect Taiwan as an independent country. Sad to see what happens when you got people with no backbone making stuff happen. So, all right, guys, I guess that is all we have for today. I am going to Canada. I'm leaving actually in 2 minutes to head to the airport. So I hope you guys have a great time while I'm gone. Make sure to come back and watch the show tomorrow and Wednesday. Support DZ and Frank and whoever else is going to be running that. They do a great, fantastic job. I'll be back on Thursday morning. Big guest. That's all I got. Big guest. Be blessed. Good boy out.